I'm live. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm unmuted now. Hello, everyone. Is anyone there? So people, it's 4 there, 4 in the chat, 4 watching. Aye. Oh, God. I just thought that they are live, Benjamin. Tougaloo. What's that? Two glove. Hi. I can't pronounce that. John O'Shea. All right, mate. Aye, I'm back, folks. Aye, 15 in watching. Let's just see if I can get a few more. Lovely day yesterday as well, wasn't it? Another scorching hotter, not a cloud in the sky. I might go camping in it, like. Alright, Fraz. Aye, why not go camping? Aye. I see aye too many times. That's because I'm nervous, you see. Aye. Wales. I love Wales. I went to North Wales a couple of times. The chalet down there. Cabin. It was lovely. This weather as well, this kind of weather was beautiful. Big huge buzzards flying all over. Big huge ones. I love it doing Wales. And I met a canny few Welsh people in jail as well. Aye. Had this similar mentality, you know. Aye, how are you? All the cookie house are hanging. I'm hanging cushy. I'm being cushy. Hey, I'm still no further forward with me roof. Me chimney stack. I'm just waiting on get the ladder. I'll get up there and get it done. South Wales valleys. Oh, aye. In the valleys. It's cushy. It's good atmosphere down there, man. In amongst the Welsh. Robert Scott. Okay, from the north. All right, mate. Ah, so I've got 19 watching now. So I'm back again. Hey, 3 lives in 2 days. What's happening? I must be getting brave coming back on YouTube. I might end up with loads of aggravation for coming on, like, but I'm not bothered. It is too hot for the dogs. Really is. I have to keep watching for my lurcher because she likes to lie out in the sun and she'll just lie there all day and die. Robert Scott, Shields, all right, Robert. Big shout out to the Shields boys. 22 watching. Hey, I'm privileged. 22 people watching. There's Connie. So I thought I'd just come on and share a little bit about what's going on for us. Things have been all right. They've been canny positive. I have had a little bit of a low lately, you know, but it's got nothing to do with YouTube or out like that. Just just life really, isn't it? You know, and I could be doing better than what I'm doing. So, and that bothers us loads. Aye. Especially where my heat is and that, you know, it's in a good place. It's in a good place. With my addiction, how am I really dealing with my addiction? It's not that hard, you know. When you've been dealing with things in the right way for a long time, but however you do get with times where you want to go and have a party or whatever and go and socialise like that, but I don't like that stuff. Aye. But my addiction's gone along cushy. Aye, just a work in progress. You know, am I getting any criminal thoughts and feelings of wanting to reoffend and stuff like that? No, no. And that might seem strange, you know, that I don't get them kind of thoughts anymore, but I didn't. And it feels good, I feel free. You see, when I talked about yesterday, when I got recalled and that, you know, I was thinking about how I regressed quite quickly and what that panic attack was all about when I decided to try and escape from the police, you know. So I was thinking about that. And it was positive, it was, you know. And I think, because I talked about going on the streets, going over the streets and going for a walk and all that. It's lovely weather, I think I should. And why I can think more clearly walking about the West End and all that. And I think it's because it reminds us of in a good way, I think, right, the consequences in my behaviour when I'm over the West End. You know? So I committed a lot of crimes and stuff and that. Growing up on them streets, so it's where it all started for me. Buddle Road, St John's Walk car park. Aye. All the joyriders from Scotchwood, they were the boys. The joyriding. Gives a look at the chat. Aye, Clayton. Hope you're doing good yourself, mate, as well. I'm doing alright. Without giving too much away, where do you go camping, bud? It's alright. I can't up the Derwent River. There's loads of little spots. It'd be really hard to find me up the Derwent River. And it's but there's also other places that I like to go. I like to go on the Tyne. I like to go up the Tyne. But I stay away from Hexham in that area up there, you know. If I was gonna go camping up right up the Tyne, past Hexham and stuff and all that, I'd catch a train and camp like at Halt Whistle further up past Halt Whistle or somewhere up there, you know. Because there's some good camping pictures up there. Sometimes I wouldn't mind going up Scotland, because it's already doing in England, you know, but the wild camping, as long as you stick to the etiquette, you know, and you clean up yourself, you don't like big fires and stuff like that, and you probably get any problems, but I'm thinking about camping further, doing Durham and all that, different areas. Aye, maybe it's up Keeler. Keeler would be alright. Because look, let's answer some of these, was there's a few went there. Procrastination, you do, you precast, I do. A lot of the time I feel kind of emotionally crippled with things, especially when I didn't keep up with the things I want to do. If I didn't be active, I've not been active for a while. It does me heat and getting back active, but I get distracted dead easy, you see. So I get myself focused on what I need to do and all that, and I start cracking on, right? And I zone in on it, and then I get distracted away from it with something else. And then when I get back to it, I'm like, I start getting mental blocks and stuff. It's crazy, but I'm getting better. Aye, Benjamin, I'm getting better. If you ever want a flask of coffee and a bifter on a dog walk down the coast, hit me up. I will do, walk, kid. I will do, mate. There's no left to pinch, mate. There's no left to pinch. Yeah, I know. I used to believe it. You could get an honest thief. How deluded. But like, I grew up with Oliver Twist and all that and stuff like that. And I mean, after watching Oliver when I was a bairn in Top Cat, I started getting mad ideas of wanting to run away from home and live in the bin sheds and stuff like that. And it was crazy. So that's how things like Top Cat and Top Cat the cartoon and Oliver Twist put in my head when I was a bairn. Aye, Benwell. Oh, there's no. It wasn't about pinching in Benwell and all that. The shops, aye. That was the target for me, was all the shops. I used to target all the shops. Quick walk through little Romania, Benwell. Aye, there is quite a few foreign people in Benwell, resettling in Benwell and stuff and that. Aye. But it is what it is, isn't it? Can it really? They're just trying to survive like every other human, you know what I mean? And I don't think it's any worse because of them. I think my generation made it canny worse, and the generation before me lined it all up. I mean, West End or do you mean home? West End's me home. I am on a run. Official topic. I need to sort out my email address. I will definitely do that after this live. Post it up. I'm on a run. I'm sure I'll get some grief for coming on 3 times in 2 days. Oh, I'll get grief for that. If reminding you is a comfort, is your plan to avoid future offending. Because you see, the way it works, right, for me and for, well, what I'm told as well, we're assured, right, that all the issues that I had back when I was a young'un in offending and stuff and all that, and in my early 20s, right, I still got them issues today, and sometimes you can get angry, it's like getting angry and stuff and all that, and how you rationalize them angry thoughts and stuff, and that is important, especially for me, but which is quite easy for us at the moment, you know. But when you're living in the West End and your circumstances, your social circles are totally different than mine, right? That elevates your risk, you know. So, so me going back and, you know, not spending too much time there, feeling isolated, getting involved in just being on the street over there, really, basically getting involved in what I have done on YouTube and stuff and all that. You know, maybe I would have maybe I would have been more at risk of being sucked in a more negative way. You know, but going back over there for me helps us to remind myself of the consequences of what behaviours I had done when I was younger, and that dealing with them and when we problems in a more positive way these days is the only way forward for us. Even when you can, there's madness and you're upset, you feel sad, you feel shy, whatever. It's just madman. Aye, but it helps us not reoffend, being free. Aye, what's that one? I've been forgetting to put these up to go. Right, don't know about that. Is it better to get out of there? Well, it depends, you see. It depends if it's better to get out of the West End or stay, right? Because you could be managing your life in a positive way out there, and if you're doing good, and that's what you should be doing. But if things are like, to see you like me, and you were just reoffending all the time on the street and all that, and I didn't even think taking you away from there would stop you. But a new start for someone who's like in my position now, aye, it is good not to have it run you all the time. Aye. Because when I got out on the street in Benwell, even before I come on YouTube and all that, everybody knew us. And Scotchy, everybody knew us. So, I mean, there was times when I first got out of jail and people were staring at us when I was walking by. Aye. And I just didn't have a clue who they were. Didn't even recognise them. But as soon as I mentioned their name, I remembered straight away. And it was quite an experience because it's quite intimidating when people are staring at you. You know, when they're staring at you and you're thinking, hang on a minute, who's he staring at? Because no matter who's staring at us, I always stare back at me for some daft reason. I never put my head down unless it's one of my family or something. Then I'll probably put my head down and stuff and all that. But no, it was quite an experience walking on Bamble when I first got out and how people had changed a lot. I mean, the criminal community was hit with classier drugs when I went to prison, a lot more than what it had been before. You know, it was more readily available. It become more readily available in the late 90s, and that just created problems, didn't it? And you can't blame foreign people who live in Burnmouth or live in Newcastle for all the poverty that's going on. it sets stuff off. Cookie, the old memories. I get it. Makes me want to do it. I understand that. It is. It is. It is. But I find when I'm thinking like that, I'm thinking in a way without consequences, you see. I'm not thinking about the consequences as well. You know what I mean? I'm just letting that feeling override everything. As soon as I start thinking about my consequences, all the feelings are wrapped up with that. It just crushes all that. It really does, you know. And I know it's different for people, for people, you know, for other people and stuff and that. I know it is, but running with them kinds of feelings, letting them dominate you, they're only dominating you because of I think because I wasn't thinking of the consequences in my behaviour when I'm fantasising in such a way. So, and that's negative, you know, for me to do. But it's still getting harder to be a good, honest criminal. It bloody well is. It bloody well is. Aye. You can't break the law anymore. To be a good, honest criminal, that's the only way to be a good, honest criminal is to break the law. Aye. Aye. There's a place in Kelso, loads of cracking places. Aye. Canny. Kelso, aye. I know where that is. I wouldn't mind going up there, like, gotta see it. I did check up on them videos, you know, that somebody, because you done an interview with Danny Christie and all that. I think I know the fella you're talking about. Could be wrong, but he's from Glasgow. Seems like I've related to him straight away, you know. Watching him do that interview with Danny, I gotta see it. Aye. Cookie, I live by the beacon beacons. Get yourself down and sort it out. Safe down here. I will come to. Do you know what it is? I was wanting to get myself fit enough. This was my plan last summer and all that. Was to get myself fit enough for throughout the summer because I was doing loads of hiking and all that sort of stuff. So I could do the Brecon Beacon walk. I mean, not like an SES soldier, you know what I mean? Just take me time, but do it and maybe have a camp boot run day and all that, and to see what the SES do up there. Aye, would be cushy if I popped doing like. As soon as I get my car issues sorted out, I'll come down. Definitely, and I hope I'll get them sorted out soon. So I can get down soon. It'd be nice. There is some. I've been following someone on YouTube who comes from there and all that. I think it's Welsh Dragon. He's a good kid. Do you find this YouTube stuff therapeutic? Talking this out. I do. If I talk like this, I find it great because I'm showing a level of honesty where that can only be healthy. And, you know, I'm thinking out loud, I'm showing people, I want to show people that, you know, people like me are capable of changing and not reoffending and not being a horrible person, not stirring it with people like they do on YouTube and all that sort of stuff. I just speak from the heart. Every time I come on here, I try my best to speak from the heart, and sometimes it's hard because I'm dead nervous. I can be dead nervous, honestly, I really can. And I can have 100 thoughts running through my head at the same time, right? And I get a good jump on a good conversation, and then when I'm listening to someone, I thought about a dozen things and interesting things that I could talk about, and then by the time they finish saying what they're saying, I've forgotten what I was going to say. And I'm thinking of some loads of other mad stuff. So sometimes that's what it affects us, like, on YouTube. But once I get going now and get comfortable, I talk about stuff, all sorts of stuff, and not drama stuff. I really didn't want any drama. And I know I'm going to get people trolling us, but I'm not bothered. Del boy style, aye. Do you know what it is? I could be the best hawker in the northeast of England. I really could. Me, honestly. Once if I started behaving, would say like I behaved in jail, which was really good, and got me jail heat on, would ya? Aye, I'd be cushy. See, it's hard because I grew up in prison. You see, I was just a little boy when I went into prison, man. Mind of a 12, 14-year-old. I was just a little man. I was just a young'un in a man's body, 20, 21-year-old's body. And I had to grow up in that prison system. And, I did. And I built a life in there where I kept my etiquette at a cushy level, no matter what jail I went into. And I had my hard times, I had my depression. I suffered depression in every jail I went to, but I managed it. My behaviour didn't start to calm down properly until I landed in Parkhurst, I would say. But I built a life for myself in prison, and then I get out of jail and I can feel like you can take on the world, all this positive energy, and I did use it well. I didn't use it for reoffending, that's for sure. I put all that positive energy as best I could into all the relationships around us. No, I've got to do something. I've got to start putting more action in my life, getting things sorted. But Del Boy style, I could be the best hawker in the North East England. Mm-hmm. The official Bible, Officer Bible. Aye. You could live in the bin sheds on Buddle Road. You were built solid. Well, I did want to be top cat and do that at one time, you know what I mean? So, aye, no, I'll be alright. I'll sign things off of me heed. You see, how I sign things off of me heed is like, I did give it over to me higher power, but my higher power is good order and discipline. Right? That's what it is. And the principles that go with that. Right? So no matter what I've done during that day, whether I've had an argument, whether I've felt angry, I've felt like I've been in conflict, or I've had whatever stupidity that I might have had to deal with, that's upset us that day, and as long as I own my behaviour around all them sort of issues and conflicts and that go on in your life, and hand them over to a good set of principles that you aspire towards, you'll be alright. And that's why I think I'll be alright, because that's what I do. And I'm not perfect. Sometimes I can deal with things in the wrong way. It's just that my mistakes these days, when I deal with things in the wrong way, because I'm not criminalised and stuff and all that, it's just normal stuff about making mistakes and learning. And that applies to me relationships and stuff and that as well. Mm-hmm. Cookie is Benny. I like Benny. Benny. Was that Benny the off Crossroads? Aye. TC and Yogi Bear. Aye, Top Cat and Yogi Bear. And Officer Dibble. Aye. Aye. Top Cat. Top Cat brother. I'd still watch it today and get a little buzz out of it, I suppose. Yeah, Cookie, if you ever want to camp in the Bracken Beacons, let me know. I will do, pal. I will do. I'm definitely gonna sort my email address out and all that, right? After this live and post it on my channel. You know, because I cannot have a say and I can on someone's live and not can on it. You know, and he's all right, that lad. He got himself into loads of problems and mixed up with stuff that he's put behind him in a good way, that he's moving forward positively. So, aye. Aye. Right. This is a troll, yeah. This is a troll. Trolling is new. It's got, listen, stop trolling us. You know, I know, right? Just, you know, it's got nothing to do with me. Someone else brought me into a situation that had no right to do that, on false pretenses, on lies and what have you. But I'm not just a troll. This is what we're dealing with. I mean, look at that, man. Look at the title. Why would I shouldn't even responded. But I like to put the trolls up and give them a bit of, let them have that say. Well, that's a troll. Afternoon, Cookie lad. Afternoon, Jason. All right, yet. Have you heard this? Aye. Aye, that's right. Aye, Jason. Cushy pal. What's the best meal you cooked in a kettle? What was the best food you had on the survey? Right. The best food I've ever had on the survey was on my birthday in Grandin. Right. And I was kind of a little bit ungrateful. Like, I don't know why. I was just going through this stage. But I was buzzing and it was the best food I ever had. And I think it was called Mr. Brown, right? He come from Woodhill, and he was a bit of a lunatic, this prison officer, Mr. Brown. But I liked him, and all of that. Everybody liked him because he was a bit daft and all that, right? But he liked to have a wind up and that, you know. He liked to have a laugh with the lads. Well, his wife worked in the kitchens. And she'll come do none of the because we start anybody had a birthday could have a meal and stuff and all that, as long as it was paid for and stuff and that. So had a whip run, paid the whole community paid to have a meal on my birthday, and Mr. Brown's wife cooked a good, lovely Thai meal for the whole community, and that was the best food I ever had off our plate. And the stuff that dog stinks, he's farted. Flash, been feeding you human food. Best thing ever. I tell you what, right? I cook curries curry's easy to cook in a kettle, really, you know. It's just cooking them. It's just cooking your spices, gosh. That's all, really. And I used to boil in a bag loads. I used to use my tea boat bag. Right, I get a load of them, you know, and just I used to put a little bit of butter in, right, and then crack an egg in, and then put it in my kettle and put it on, and I'd get like a boiled egg that way. How else did I used to cook? I used to chop up garlic and hot in the kettle, but microwave, I could cook curries in a microwave and all sorts. So when we got microwaves, I learned how to cook in a microwave, cook spices in a microwave. I could, you know, so I could cook loads of scram. And contraband that was chewed from the kitchen. Parkhurst was the best because you had big chest freezers and you could you'd fill the pillar cases full of scram and you'd put them in the chest freezer and nobody chewed it. There was none skullduggery like that going on Parkhurst. It was great. And that's, I never ate off the hot plate in that 2 years I was at that Parkhurst. I loved it. And my pal Ronnie, I couldn't believe I seen Ronnie there. My pal who was on the ward and everything with Desi, the whole lot. He knew exactly what went down. Aye, Ronnie. Well, aye, see what else has been. How do you... Aye, how do you kill a no-go area like the West End in the 90s, immigrants? Well, you can change the community, yes, you can change the geographic, the geographics of that part of the city. Well, as demographics, sorry. I'm not sure. I would definitely. I'm not saying immigration hasn't played a part in splitting our community up and people coming out the houses and thinking, there's nobody who are now, yeah. You know what I mean? And it feels like, you know, nobody I can talk to really, and because people they keep themselves to themselves. And all that old community's gone, but it did get robbed and it did get abused and people got sick. They got sick and it was all right when we had the joyriding going on with consequences and all that. You know what I mean? And all the other stuff going on without any consequences. But people were getting their houses burgled in the West End and stuff and that. And there were real consequences coming to the good people of the West End, right? And people got sick of that. And the joyriding that brought serious consequences to people's lives. You know, so we played our part as well. You know, and aye, they could have chose to heal our community instead of abuse it more. Because I really do believe that the politicians over the years in Newcastle and all that, and the councillors and all that, have made bad decisions especially about the banks at the time, Scotchwood and Elsick and Bull Road and Rye Hill and all that long made bad decisions for them communities. All the decisions were made for other communities outside outside, down Durham, wherever, will travel to Newcastle every day. You see the roadblocks on Scotchy Road, gone now with the bridge. It's all gone now with the bridge. All the work in Newcastle City Centre comes out with the bridge. But that's all right. Us Geordies like to spread the joy. And you've got to work hard, haven't you, if you want out in life. Dilute the people. Aye, they did dilute with. They did dilute with. I think we're right out there, but we've still got a community there that's not criminalised like it used to be. Come and tea what? Right. Steve-O, while camping in Durham will get you a rural mat to sleep on, the itchiest blanket you ever known, and make away breakfast and a fine. That's good, that man. I love that. Aye, but like, you got to take things sensibly, and I think when people say they stumble across you and you're doing things sensibly, they didn't mind. And if they wanted to move on, you move on. It's not a criminal offence to camping. It's not. It's a civil matter. Oh, aye. Got a bit of conflict going on here. Because of the positive vibes. All the positive vibes. How you doing, mate? Jimmy Rizzo. Aye, Cookie. How you doing? Great. Yeah, if you want to chat, post a link. Don't worry, I'm sober. I'm only drunk Tuesdays and Friday evenings. Aye, Jimmy. Bless your walk, kid. I was talking to my mate the other day, Cookie. He's done 19. I told him to get the Grandin, but he cannot get out. He cannot get out any advice. You see, you cannot get out. It depends what part of the system he's in and what his records are about, what violence has been going on for him, especially over the last 5 years. If he's in a dispersal system and hasn't committed any violence for 3 to 5 years, he's got a good chance of getting in Grandin. Now, Grandin will help him reduce his risk from the day he walks through that gate. His body will be filled with positivity because he'll be working on his way out of prison in a positive way, right? And that can only be a good thing. However, what you got to tell him is, if he's maintained a positive behaviour for a few years, like I've said, right, and he writes to Grendon for an application form, they'll send it to him, he'll fill it all in, right? He's got to get on with the OMU, right? You've got to get them to make recommendations for you, right? That it's a good way forward of dealing with offending behaviour. And you've got to get on to your outside probation officer as well and tell them, because, right, he's got to start taking responsibility in the prison system for his offending behaviour, right? And being all right on the landings and not doing out on the landings, right, is part of that, but that's only a little part of it, right? You have to make moves like write the Grendon yourself, right? Like contact OMU, inside OMU, right, and outside OMU, and tell them what your plan is, because you're fed up, right, and you are desperate and want to address your offending behaviour, right? and write the letter to Grandin. If you go, yeah, if you get to Grandin, right, it's hard work, right? You're gonna want to leave the place every single day. You really are. You're gonna want to leave the place every single day because it's challenging, right? And you have to own your behaviors, right? And that is the most challenging thing because our behaviors are bad and they're embarrassing and they're immature. And there's loads of things going on about our relationships and our insecurities and why we're trying to control everything through violence and stuff like that. It's crazy, but it's all hard work, and he needs to try and remember that. And every time he tells us he wants to leave and get up and leave a group, right, he's got to tell himself just to stay put, to stay where he is and move on when the community says you're good to move on. And that's when he moves on from Grandin, after he's been through all that. Could take three years. Got to get yourself 3 years there minimum, right? 5 if you come from a really naughty background, right? But once you leave there and you maintain that behavior, right, it does now but prove that everything they're saying about you and Grandin, that you've changed emotionally and you're maintaining that emotional change. That's what motivates you, and that's what he's got to do. And he'll get out. And he hasn't put most important thing overall about everything else with the system, in the system and all that. He never harms another human being as long as he lives. That's all he's got to do. Never ever harm another human being. Because when you're in them desperate situations, 19 years in prison, and you're still not going anywhere. If you can get the grand in the next 12 months, right, and then start working for the next 3 years in a positive way, and then see where he stands after that 3 year, right, you might be ready for decade. Worst case scenario, he has to stay there for another 2, and then he's ready for decade. So, but at least one thing he'd be working on his offending behaviour. I'm going, I hope that's all right with you. Idiots don't realise we live on an island. We're all immigrants. We'll be morons. That's right. That's right. Would they live in a war? Aye. We can't blame them. We can't blame foreign people coming in. We've got to take responsibility for our communities. And who are councillors and what politicians to account, which is really difficult to do these days, I guess. Did you ever hear anything about Ernie Bewick? What was his reputation in Newcastle? Ernie Bewick? I have. I heard that he was a tough man, good, tough fighting man, and he was definitely up there with Viv, definitely up with RLM lot, definitely. Done the bouncers, still, you know. Never heard no bad, never heard anybody say. I gotta say, I've never heard anybody say anything negative about Ernie Bewick. And everybody from Sunderland who I've met, who's mentioned him to this, has said he's a good guy. That's probably why he's not in jail and all that sort of thing. And because he's lived a decent life. He's trying to be who he's been and being good at it, I suppose. Aye. We are all immigrants. We are definitely. Afternoon, mate. All right, knocker. Just let you know a message. I will, kid. Aye. Well, Jimmy, I'm not up for talks at the minute. I'm gonna start doing that all soon. I promise. I promise, mate. Oh, right. I'm in training for the pipe track trail. Always wanted to do the full track someday, but it's been too long. Bless you, mate. Aye. I tell you what, one lap run the whole Bud Road estate and the Rachel Lamone estate and all that. We run. Aye. It's not like it was at Bud Road. Right. Aye, walk it. Gotta try not to swear, nah. Just gotta try not to swear if you can. If you can not swear, it would be great. Right. I can't get into detail. But shit haunts me so true. We don't see the big picture, but everyone peers got to look forward to the only way. Ah, it is, mate. It is. It is. I just gotta. I mean, the only time you really should be beating yourself up really badly about your past and all that, right, um, is when you're offending. If you're still if I'm still offending and I'm still living a lifestyle, that's wrong. Then I need to. I should be beating myself up about all that and about my past. But if you're not, and you're living a good lifestyle, right, and you're not reoffending, and you're trying to become a better person, and bit by bit you are, and you're feeling that emotional change, and you're not dealing with things the way we used to, all that, then we shouldn't beat ourselves up about our past, but we should never forget it. Uh, Jimmy, I I'm out of here late as cookie. Off to the allotment. Watch Jimmy resume it. All right. Right. Right, everyone. And one sec. Hello, Anhin. It's cushy to see you. Oh, yeah. There's people saying stuff on here that shouldn't be saying stuff. Right, I have to go because I've got to sort this out. I'll come back on later on, promise, and we'll talk. Jan, wait, are we talking about Newcastle or London? Have I made any? Oh, I'm not sure. Right, I'll be back soon, everyone. Take care. I love yous all, and take care. Till I see yous next.